This is getting a little concerning. We've been seeing a lot of headlines like this recently. Headline from KHOU 11. Body spotted in White Oak Bayou near Taylor Street. Houston police say a body was spotted in Houston's White Oak, in Houston's White Oak Bayou near I-10 and Taylor Street. Written by Jamie Galvin. Houston police say another body has been spotted in a local bayou. The latest development in a string of recent cases that have raised concern and speculation across the city. Houston police said officers responded to a report of a body in White Oak Bayou just after 9 in the morning yesterday. The dive team recovered the male body at Marie Street. There were no obvious signs of foul play. The investigation is pending autopsy results and cause of death by the Harris County Institute of Forensic Sciences. Anyone with information is urged to contact the Houston Police Homicide Division. This comes as investigators continue to review several deaths involving bodies found in Houston area waterways. John Whitmire, mayor of Houston, addressed the discovery on Wednesday and once again said there is no evidence the recent bayou deaths are connected or the result of criminal activity. Said Whitmire, no evidence whatsoever that they are connected. The briefings I've gotten, most of the individuals were making personal decisions, such as swimming in the bayou. What the fuck? Swimming in the bayou? I actually don't believe that. If John Whitmire wants to tell me that there's no serial killer, part of me is obligated to think, well, maybe he's just telling us because he doesn't want to panic and there actually is one going on. But someone voluntarily swimming in the bayou in Houston is a fucking crazy person and should be institutionalized against their own will. But more from this statement from Whitmire. Most of the individuals were making personal decisions, swimming in the bayou. His friends see him go down and don't come back up. But out of respect for the families, I'll refer you to the Houston Police Department. I understand we have a body found in White Oak Bayou. We have 2,500 miles of bayous. Like I said, they're not related. It's been politicized by candidates and others, which is unfortunate. Probably not paying proper respect to the families. Well, that's how you politicize that. My competitors are all dehumanizing the dead. Fuck them, is what you should think. They're monsters to people running against me. But I'm not. I'm good. I'm the best. I'm great. More from Whitmire. Of course, Houston police monitors this. It's happened since Houston was creative. There's a lot of homeless people that are looking for shelter. Quote, just to give you an example of people living under a bridge, they lose their life to cancer or diabetes. What do you think the encampment does? They don't call a funeral home. The person oftentimes is up in the bayou. It's sad. It shows why we need to do everything we can to get folks in shelters. Well, in case you don't know this, the people that go to the shelters, they have to want to go to the shelters. They have to want to turn their life around. And there's a lot of people that don't want to do that. Of course, yeah, they might be in poor health, cancer or diabetes or something else and die, but they also might die from an OD and all that. He's right in that this could be homeless people that are found in the bayous, but, I mean, there's been a lot. 6 bodies over 11 days were found in Houston, all over the place. 5 of the people were identified. And the city keeps on saying there's no serial killer. Paul, what's your take on all this? I don't think this is a serial killer. And I don't know that there's foul play involved in any of these. I really don't. But if there is foul play involved of any of these, in any of them, it's just a further reminder of how hard in a major city it is to prevent violent crime, protect citizens from violent crime, and more than anything, solve violent crime. This is a huge city. As Whitmire said, how many miles of bayous? 2,500 miles of bayous. A lot of places to put bodies, right? How the fuck do you solve a crime where someone's just getting dumped in the water? Perhaps in the middle of the night. When there's so many waterways around here, you know? How many of these crimes are solvable, period, you know? The person drowns. Were they drowned? We're going to keep asking these questions the more and more bodies are found in the bayou. The fact that 6 were found over a period of 11 days is certainly alarming, and you should be thinking about that, and you should look over your shoulder when you're walking alone by yourself. You got to be careful. If you're living in any city, you got to be constantly vigilant. You really do. Got to keep your head on a swivel. It's not to say you're living in a war zone or anything like that, but you do have to constantly think about your own well-being. And remember that, yeah, you could call 911 if shit hits the fan, but probably going to take a really long time for 911 to help you out. And there's a pretty good chance that 911 isn't going to be able to solve what theoretically happens to you. I saw a story yesterday involving road rage in Houston. 4 people killed in Sugar Land in a shooting spree. It was reported as a road rage accident first. A 47-year-old woman was killed in her car by a shooting before 1 p.m. by Derry Ashford Road. Multiple gunshot wounds. The gunman had fled the scene, and apparently he was in a relationship with the woman who was shot and killed. Then, this suspect pulled up to a mechanic shop, got in an argument. This same person, and somehow they tied these two things together, shot the mechanic who he got in an argument with, shot a person outside, a witness who was recording him on a cell phone, killed both of them. Awful. And then this pussy eventually killed himself. All of this took place over a period of about an hour or so in Sugar Land. And it was a road rage incident at first. And then they finally tied everything together over a period of 24 hours. And okay, like, hey, they did eventually tie it all together, but think about the response time to determine what the hell happened there, the link between everybody, and then just think about, like, what if something were to happen to you or to anyone else in a city that's this big, that's probably understaffed, in a city that, like most in the country, budget-wise isn't doing so hot. How the hell do you protect citizens if you're law enforcement in a city this big? And how the hell do you solve potential violent crimes in a city this big with as many bayous as it has? I'm not thinking about serial killing. That's what I'm thinking about. Like, just how damn hard it would be to protect and serve in a place that's this big. Overlords 9710 says, for real, what a pussy. Kill yourself first. Yeah, ugh, just awful. Awful story. Feel for the families involved. That's truly brutal. Chase Morgan says, the people who kayak in the bayou are nuts. Swimming is unforgivable. Yeah, the bayou swimming is pretty crazy, too. Overlord 9710 says, Paul, weren't you Batman last year? This unemployment period seems like a new career opportunity for you. What? You want me dressed up in a Batman suit? It's too hot outside to try and figure out who's killing all these folks. I don't know.